Welcome to the jungle, savages. My name is Blue the Bear, and this is the Crypto Jungle, one of the few crypto channels that are still left. And you are one of the few crypto market participants who are still left. So kudos to you. Kudos to anybody watching, joining in live, and kudos to anybody watching the replay. We're going to take a look at the crypto market. We're getting some bullish price action. Is it actually sustainable? Are we going to flip and reverse the trend into a bull market? These are the questions that a lot of people are asking themselves, and we'll get into that, at least from my point of view, as to what I'm seeing here, which, to be quite honest, isn't much of a difference. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. We'll take a look at Ethereum. We'll take a look at traditional finance. We did get the CPI numbers, slightly higher inflation. So inflation is not under control. It is as predicted, with a little hint of negativity. Yeah. And so without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the king of all crypto. That is Bitcoin. All right, so I'm on a small time frame here. I'm on the 4 hour, just because I want to take a look at this local consolidation, this local trading range here. And I've got a Wyckoff setup here. I've positioned this into a Wyckoff setup. So, we've got our seller's climax, automatic rally. We've got a secondary test. We've got a test up here. And currently, let me just start off by saying that most of the consolidation I do not like. I do not like this up thrust right here. We had an up thrust right here. We had an up thrust action here. Now this is where things start to get positive. Since this up thrust action, we have seen a consolidation of the supply. Like, you've seen a tightening of the spread. You've heard me refer to this in the past, where volatility is really extreme, and typically in an accumulation you're going to see a tightening of the spread, so that consistent shrinking of the price movements. Then we had a nice move down, credit where credit is due. We got a nice little volume spike and a demand tail. This looks like a spring, so that's very bullish. And just because you're bearish on the entire consolidation, if you start to leave the consolidation with bullish price action, bullish indications, then you do need to kind of prepare for possible moves up. So, regardless of the bearishness of this consolidation right here, the last little bit of it isn't half bad. Okay, now me personally, I'm not jumping into anything thinking that we're ready to rally up and reverse the trend or anything like that, but we need to give credit where credit is due. If we take a look at this schematic, there are some similarities. This is the Wyckoff schematic, accumulation schematic number 1. We kind of have a volatile range, a tightening of the spread, spring into LPSY, looking for our sign of strength. So we really need to get a sign of strength. That's what's next, is getting that sign of strength move, and then our backup LPS. So if we really start to take off here, let's say go to 21, 22, and then we consolidate, forming some sort of bull flag, that's when you're going to want to be on high alert for potentially taking an entry at a break of a trend line or something like that to the long side. I will caution against leverage in the current market conditions. We're still in a very illiquid market. The only market participants here are hodlers and traders. Okay, so the only volume, the only price action that you're going to see is traders. And the problem with a market that is entirely comprised of traders is all it is a game of musical chairs. All it is traders stealing money from each other. There's no actual demand. There's no actual new participants coming in. So all of the nuance, all of the price action and everything that you're going to see is literally just one trader stealing money from another trader. So you do need to be aware that, as far as I can tell, at this stage, we're still in a macro downtrend. So let's zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture here. I'll go ahead and get rid of that. Taking a look at the daily. And there's really nothing. There's nothing really to report here on the daily. We are still inside of a downward sloping channel. I'll get rid of that. with an incredible amount of resistance up here at 30K. Now, a rally to 30, that's a hefty move. You know, that's a 50% move basically from where we are right here. You know, you got about a 50, just a 50% move to get us to 30. So certainly a favorable trading environment for those who are in it for the short term, looking to just get some gains in the short term. But as far as a trend change, we have nothing to say that we can change the trend until we're at least beyond 30, and then, you know, get that macro trend change. So what I'm looking out for is basically a rally probably up to 25. So, and that's if we get the backup on the small time frame and the rally off of the small time frame. So watch out for maybe a rally up to 25. And if it gets beyond 25, then really pay attention to the upper end of this channel here. Ultimately, from a Wyckoff point of view, the Wyckoff method, it analyzes the behavior of the composite operator, the smart money. Now, smart money takes a long time to accumulate. Smart money takes a long time to get into position. And that period of which they are getting into position is known as accumulation. If you have an accumulation period that's less than 3 months, then it's not a trend breaking it's not a trend breaking accumulation, in my opinion. When you prepare for a bull market, typically the accumulations that take place prior to a bull market, the type of bull market conditions that suck in a whole new roster of new participants, is in excess of 1 year, at least 1 year of consolidation. And that's, you know, 1 year of consolidation. It's really not going to give you much of a bull run. You want multiple years of consolidation. You want multiple years of accumulation to really get a large move in the market. Now, I'm not saying we have to do that. I'm just saying that typically speaking, the larger the accumulation, the higher the price objective. Well, let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, very lackluster, doing a whole lot of nothing. And if we take a look at the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, again, this is not a pretty picture to me. I don't like this structure. We have a very distributional structure right here. This right shoulder here is right underneath the break of the support. So it's a bearish retest. It's a head and shoulders. It's heading down. It's heading down to at least the bottom of this support range right here. And if it loses this support range, it's going to get really ugly for anybody who's holding Ethereum. I'm still quite bearish on the market overall. I don't think that this is a move to get too excited about. DXY still on the upper end of the mean of this, median line trend line here. It's making higher highs and higher lows, so the assumption is it will continue to do so. We did get a nice rally once we broke below this area of the shakeout here on the S&P 500. Again, this is a new low. We have a new low on the macro indices. We keep printing lower highs and lower lows. There is no trend change. There's absolutely no trend change. There's more trend continuation in a bearish posture. I don't know. We need more time. I'm going to say, I sound like a broken record here, but we need more time. It's just trend continuation. That's the thing. You get a reaction, you get a rally. You get a reaction, you get a rally. Every single reaction, everybody loses hope. Every single rally, everybody thinks the bull market's back on. The bull market isn't back on until we change the trend. The trend is your friend until it ends. I sound like a fucking broken record, so I don't know what to do. It is what it is. Let's take a look at QNT. This is an interesting one. It is a market outperformer overall. I'm not personally interested in trading it just because of the market conditions. You got to know when to swing in these markets. And for me, if you're already in it, as I said in previous streams, if you're already in this one, there's no reason to sell. Maybe take a little bit of profits because you were up against resistance, but we're in a good trend here. If we take a look at the alphanumetrics indicator, there is nothing that is saying that this is really slowing down from a momentum point of view. So as long as we can stay on top of this 7 EMA here on the 3-day chart, let's take a look at what it's doing on the daily too. Daily is a more common time frame, so staying with the common time frames could be better for moving average strategies. So yeah, as long as a price stays on top of the 7 here, the assumption is it's going to continue to rally. So I like the demand tail here. I like the test of liquidity here coming right down to the order block of the previous consolidation. QNT does not look bad. QNT does not look bad. Still not participating personally, but to anybody who's in, kudos, well done. You know, it's hard to find good ones in the it's hard to find good cryptos out there, and QNT, man, if you manage to get into this one, you found a diamond in a pile of shit, big pile of shit. But yeah, you know, trend is your friend. Trend is your friend. Just be cautious. Be cautious. I wouldn't be entering in new positions here at this point. If you are looking to get into QNT, what I would be watching out for is consolidation. So, you know, right now we're potentially facing a sign of strength move. So you get a sign of strength out of the accumulation range, will then come down and form some sort of consolidation. And at the break of that next consolidation would be a very advantageous high probability setup to the long side for QNT. So as it stands right now, it's showing a lot of bullish promise. It's showing a lot of bullish follow through. But as far as new positions are concerned, I would not be taking new positions. You like the color? Yeah, it's inspired by Sony VHS Dynamicron. Kind of a 90s throwback, the VHS tapes. But yeah, you know, it is tricky out there. If this is your first bear market, it's gonna feel really hard to believe that this isn't a bull market again. It's just gonna be really hard to convince yourself that we're not bullish again. A lot of things are moving, and every day they move higher. I'm telling you, bull markets need a lot more than just price movement. The only market participants here right now are hodlers, which do nothing to price, absolutely nothing until it comes time to capitulate, then they contribute to the downside, and traders. And the traders, it's a circular economy. It's a circular economy. So when one pumps, the other goes down. When the other goes down, another one pumps, and it's just a circular economy. It's the same fucking clowns trading and stealing from each other over and over and over and over again. You have no new money coming in. A bull market is new money coming in. I don't think that the world right now has a very high appetite for risk on assets, especially high risk assets like cryptocurrencies. I just don't see any inklings of that kind of sentiment anywhere to be seen. And when you are trying to counter trade the herd, you need to have a reason to do so. The only way for me to be convinced that I'm on the right side of the trade when nobody's interested in cryptocurrency is only in the context of a long accumulation, of which we don't have. All right, back to shitcoin bingo here. Cardano showing some weakness. Now, I have a theory. I have a theory that this has to do with issuance. So because Cardano is very wallet native, it's way better than Ethereum in terms of how easy it is to kind of use DeFi applications, including staking. Staking is very, very easy on Cardano. So because we're in a bear market, I feel like a lot of Cardano users aren't really doing much. They're not trading NFTs. They're not, not at the same volume. They're not doing anything with DeFi, not at the same volume. So I would assume that a lot of Cardano hodlers are just using the staking feature inside of their wallet for staking ADA. And so because everybody's staking and not doing anything, nobody's buying, nobody's selling, everybody's just staking, the supply is expanding without an increase in demand. So as the supply expands, you're going to have this tick to the downside. My target for Cardano has not changed. I'm still waiting for it to come down to about 15 cents before I get excited about potentially taking a position in it. Again, context of where we are in the price cycle is everything. And then going to alphanumetrics, we're below the 7 on the weekly. As long as we're below the 7, that's just saying to you that every single weekly candle is printing at a lower price than the last 7 period average. So if it's not above, it's not going to go up. If it's below, every single week, it's going to print a new low. Every single week, it's going to print a new low until the candle is on top of the 7. When it's on top of the 7, the assumption is that it will print a higher price every week. But as long as it's below the 7, the assumption is it's going to print a lower price every week. So with that in mind, Ape. Hey, we got a phantom signal on Ape here on the weekly. Interesting. Again, I don't know what triggers the phantom signal. I'm going to have to ask Matt about that. I don't know what triggers the phantom signal on that. But there it is. You got the green or you got the yellow candle. I think it comes stock purple if you have the alphanumetrics indicator. But we're below the 7. So when we're below the 7, what do we assume? Next week will be a lower price. CRO, next week will be at a lower price. Doge, next week, it'll be at a lower price. Shiba Inu, next week, it'll be at a lower price. Solana, next week, it'll be at a lower price. Theta, next week, it'll be at a lower price. VeChain, same thing. XRP is the weird one. Hey, look at that. Look at that. We got a phantom signal here on XRP. I'm really gonna have to talk to Matt about this. I want to know what's triggering it. But anyways, let's dive into XRP, because XRP is actually one that doesn't look entirely terrible. The wave just turned green on alphanumetrics, and we are in bullish alignment of the exponential moving averages on alphanumetrics. There's a lot of positives that you can point to here. And I fucking hate XRP, so that pisses me off. But there's a lot of positives that you can point to here. Let's get a trend line. I think if we can get above here, we might see acceleration. Now, currently with XRP, we have a bearish divergence. We have a bearish divergence here. Especially when we turn on the line chart. So you have a low, or sorry, you have a high and a higher high. On the RSI, you have a high and then you have a lower high. That's in a resistance area, so we're going to assume that is bearish divergence. The other thing that we're looking at is a decrease in the overall volume. So volume is slowing down. You're getting less and less people buying. It could be one of those situations where we're just consolidating on top of a bullish posture. So the actionable event here is a break above the trend line. Break above the trend line, there could be an entry there. What I think happens with XRP is we probably go into a little bit longer of a consolidation. But yeah, it's not bad. It's really not bad. And that's coming from an XRP bear. Fucking hate XRP. It's one of the not bad ones. So take that for what you will. Take a look at Gala. Gala looks like it's ready to puke. Sorry, not Gala, GMX. GMX looks ready to puke, ready to head to the downside in a very big way. Just got a bearish cross here on the daily. It looks disgusting. It looks absolutely disgusting. Just look at all these up thrusts. Up thrust, up thrust, up thrust, head and shoulder, ready to just fucking puke, which is good because I really like this project and I'm not going to buy it unless it's in this range. So I'm not going to buy it unless it's, between 10 to 20 bucks. That's where I become interested in a possible position with the right context. So yeah, that's what I want to see. I think we'll wrap things up there. So yeah, to recap, Bitcoin, it's having a 2% day. So that's exciting for a lot of people, it seems. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I think we're still in a consolidation. I don't like the small time frames on the bulk of the consolidation, but I will say credit where credit is due here on the 4 hour. There is bullish price action when you really dive into it. I like this move right here. Tightening of the supply, spring, boom, big move up. We just need to be careful that it's just not a short squeeze, which is also entirely possible as well because we're in a very illiquid market. So for me, I'm watching, I'm observing. There is still nothing actionable for me just yet. As that develops, I'll be here to tell you the details. So thank you all for joining in. You guys are bear market survivors. Please trade safe. Trade safe. Please don't get too excited over a fucking 2% move in Bitcoin. It's not anything. But yeah, please hit the like button, subscribe, do all the things. And yeah, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.